Have you ever wondered why some people are natural leaders while others are great listeners? Or why your best friend loves to party, but you'd rather stay home and read a book? Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was working on a group project with 4 people. One person wanted to plan everything, another cracked jokes the whole time, someone quietly double-checked all the details, and another just went along with everyone's ideas. At first, it was chaos, but once we realized how each of us worked best, we became an amazing team. That's exactly what LaHaye's Spirit-Controlled Temperament is about. It helps us understand our personalities, improve our relationships, and shows how God can transform even our biggest weaknesses into strengths. If you want to unlock the best version of yourself and learn how to get along better with everyone around you, stick around, hit the bell button, like this video, and subscribe to Book Ginger while I share 8 powerful lessons from this book that can completely change how you live and relate to others. Let's get started. The first lesson from the book is to understand your temperament. We all have a natural temperament that shapes how we think, act, and feel. According to LaHaye, there are 4 main temperaments: Sanguine, outgoing and fun-loving, but can be disorganized; Choleric, natural leaders, but sometimes bossy; Melancholy, deep thinkers, but prone to overthinking; Phlegmatic, calm and easygoing, but might avoid conflict. And each temperament has strengths and weaknesses. When you know your temperament, you understand why you behave the way you do and how to make better choices. For example, imagine you're a melancholy and you're stressed about a project being perfect. Knowing your temperament can help you realize that perfectionism is slowing you down. You can then focus on progress instead of perfection. Take a personality test or reflect on your traits. Identify your strengths and weaknesses and use that knowledge to make better decisions. Next, let the Holy Spirit transform you. Your temperament has strengths, but it also has weaknesses. One of the book's key messages is that the Holy Spirit can transform our natural temperament weaknesses into strengths. For instance, if you're a choleric and prone to being bossy, the Spirit can help you lead with kindness and humility instead. Take, for example, if you're quick to lose your temper, pause and pray before reacting. The Holy Spirit can help you stay calm and respond wisely. You can start your day with a simple prayer. Holy Spirit, guide my actions today. Trust God to help you grow in areas where you struggle. Next, appreciate others' differences. Not everyone is like you, and that's okay. We often clash with people because their temperament is different from ours. LaHaye teaches that understanding others' temperaments can improve our relationships. For instance, a melancholy's need for perfection might frustrate a carefree sanguine, but understanding their motivations can foster empathy. According to LaHaye, a phlegmatic friend might seem slow to take action, but they're great at keeping the peace in tense situations. Recognizing their strength can help you value their contribution. Take, for instance, at work, instead of getting annoyed when a melancholy team member asks a lot of questions, appreciate their attention to detail, which can save you from mistakes. When you feel frustrated with someone, ask yourself, what strength do they bring to the table? Focus on their positives. Lesson 4, your temperament is not an excuse. It's easy to say, that's just who I am, when explaining bad habits. But LaHaye challenges us to grow. Your temperament might explain your behavior, but it's not a free pass to stay the same. For example, if you're a phlegmatic who procrastinates, don't settle for, I'm just laid back. Instead, take small steps to be more proactive. Likewise, if you're a sanguine who struggles to stick to plans, you can't say, I'm just forgetful. Instead, set reminders or ask for accountability to stay on track. Here's a quick tip. Identify one area where you tend to make excuses, take responsibility, and actively work to improve it. Next, balance strengths and weaknesses. Every strength has a flip side. Too much of a good thing can become a weakness. For example, cholerics are great leaders, but if they're not careful, they can come across as bossy or controlling. LaHaye encourages us to seek balance through self-awareness and the Holy Spirit's help. An example is, A sanguine who loves to socialize might neglect responsibilities. By balancing their social life with time management, they can be both fun and reliable. If you're a phlegmatic who avoids conflict, challenge yourself to speak up kindly when something needs to be addressed. Overcome negative traits. One of the book's most practical lessons is how to overcome negative traits. We all have areas where we struggle, whether it's anger, laziness, or fear. LaHaye teaches that the Holy Spirit can help us overcome these negative traits. Take, for instance, a melancholy who tends to dwell on past mistakes can learn to let go and focus on the present with God's help. If you're a choleric with a quick temper, practice pausing before you speak. Ask yourself, how would I want someone to talk to me? Strengthen relationships through understanding. LaHaye shows how understanding temperaments can strengthen relationships. Whether it's a marriage, friendship, or work partnership, knowing how someone ticks helps us love, communicate better, and avoid unnecessary conflict. For instance, a sanguine parent might get frustrated with their melancholy child's quiet nature, but by understanding their temperament, they can create a nurturing environment that suits the child's needs. Take time to understand the temperaments of those closest to you. Use that knowledge to adapt your communication and strengthen your bond. Last but not least, rely on God for lasting change. Self-help tips can only take you so far. LaHaye emphasizes that lasting change comes when you rely on God to transform your heart and mind. A sanguine who struggles with inconsistency can pray for discipline and trust God to help them develop better habits. For example, if you're struggling to stay patient with your kids, pause and pray, God, give me the patience to love them the way you do. Again, make prayer and Bible study a daily habit. Trust God to work in you over time, even if the change feels slow. Having seen the powerful lessons from Spirit-Controlled Temperament, you might be wondering, how can I actually use these in my daily life? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here are simple, practical steps to help you apply these lessons and start seeing real changes in your life. Step 1. Know yourself. Take a moment to identify your temperament. Are you outgoing like a sanguine or detail-oriented like a melancholy? Understanding your strengths and weaknesses is the first step to growth. Then ask the Holy Spirit to guide your actions and help you grow in areas where you struggle. Next, pay attention to the personalities of those around you. Appreciate their strengths instead of focusing on their flaws. When someone frustrates you, pause and think, what strength might they be showing that I'm not seeing? Address your weaknesses. Don't use your temperament as an excuse for bad habits. Focus on improving one area at a time. Again, balance your strengths. Remember, too much of a strength can turn into a weakness. Keep it in check. You can also ask a trusted friend or family member to give you feedback on how you use your strengths. Adjust accordingly. In conclusion, Spirit-Controlled Temperament teaches us that while we all have unique strengths and weaknesses, we don't have to stay the same. With God's help, we can grow, build better relationships, and live a more purposeful life. Understanding yourself and others is the key to unlocking your full potential and becoming the best version of yourself. If you found these lessons helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Book Ginger, ring the bell so you never miss more life-changing insights. Let me know in the comments which lesson you'll start applying today. See you in the next video.